Okay, welcome. What we're going to look at today is just the variation between stretching and rolling. So we've done a good discussion blog looking at this, and I wanted to just take you through a bit of the practical sense. So we're going to pick the hamstring muscle, and we're going to look at how we can effectively stretch that muscle and how we can effectively roll that muscle, and why we might choose different methods in different situations or different conditions. So this should help. Obviously, there are a lot of different muscles, so it's an endless project to look at, but I want to try and start to get you thinking about your form when you're stretching and when you're rolling, the principles that you want to follow no matter what muscle you're looking at targeting. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to have a look at rolling, and we're going to stick to the hamstrings here. So I've got Travis to give me a hand. So there are a number of different ways we can roll, and they'll have different effects depending on what we're trying to do. So I'm going to get Travis first to do a short, sharp roll. So nice and quick. This is nice and light, really good pre an exercise, so pre-activity. Short and sharp. You don't need to do more than maybe 30 seconds, 20-30 seconds of this, just to get the muscle warm, get it moving, get it released, so you're ready for your activity. Okay, and rest. Then the second one we're going to look at is actually trying to find and target your trigger points. So the trigger points help facilitate the release of the muscle, which will allow it to work over a greater range. So what you're going to do here is roll slightly slower, and what you're looking for is that trigger point where there's an acute pain that is associated with that point in the muscle. And when you hit that point, you want to just hold and just let the muscle sink into it. And what you'll feel is the muscle will relax and the trigger point will release. Then you can roll off it and see if you find another point that's as sensitive again. For hamstring, they tend to be lower, but you will find a couple of different points through the muscle. Okay, and then the third option for rolling is to look at a longer, slower roll. I would tend to say that this can bruise the muscle, and those clients that we see that come in and have, I've been rolling for 20 minutes, I do it every day, etc., etc. You can actually damage the muscle as much as help. So a slow roll is good. I would tend to use it more as a stretching element, so it would be after your exercise to release the muscle and calm things down. It's slow, maximum of a minute, and obviously you're just going to ease through and work through the whole range of the muscle as much as you can. Okay, so what we're going to do here is have a look at hamstring stretching. So I'm going to show you the one that you traditionally know and explain why it's not one that is my preferred option, particularly because it's not very well performed. So again, Travis is going to show me just the hamstring stretch that we see commonly. So we come down here. Now, the reason I don't like this, he's rounded to his back. So he's potentially stretching his back, his hip, his hamstring, his calf, his knee, his neural system as well. So we're not identifying and targeting the muscle that we've said, this is tight, I need to stretch this muscle out. We're stretching whatever happens to be tightest in the chain of events. Okay? It can be done better, but my preferred option is to have someone in sitting, sit yourself right back, knees together, stay nice and tall. And you can use your hand in the small of your back. That's it, in there, so you can feel if you're starting to flex. And then what you're going to do is stay nice and tall, so we're working our back extensors, and you're slowly going to straighten this knee just shy of full extension without letting your back flex. So what we're doing is we're keeping the origin and the insertion of the muscle away from each other, using the stabilizers in the body to get a much more effective targeted stretch of the hamstrings. Hold 20 to 30 seconds, 3 to 5 reps to be really, really effective. I think this for me is something that we're going to do post-exercise to be really targeted on what we're trying to achieve.